Sing happy birthday.
Anything. Any dialogue maybe. Any dialogue maybe from the movie. Your favorite dialogue.
We downloaded the daily.
मेरा जीवन आपका what? Did you say it correctly? What is it?
मेरा जीवन आपका है is the right one.
You asking me? I don't know. She says that's wrong. Blah 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 blah. Is that right?
मेरी हाथ आपका है.
Heart. Heart is this. Heart is dil.
हाँ, मेरा दिल आपका है.
You should do it like SRK.
ऐसा कैसे?
Okay, we also have our questions for you guys. First of all, a big welcome to all of you. A big congratulations indeed to all of you. PS1 is already a hit. Everybody knows it. We have loved it with our hearts and we are so ready for PS2, especially when we have so many questions for you, and of course so many questions to be answered by PS2. So my first question here goes to, okay, Shobhita, to you.
मैंने क्या किया?
नहीं, it's of course आपने बहुत अच्छा किया है मूवी में. नहीं करा है ना? Guys, can we get a big round of applause for Shobhita? So Shobhita, you have played the character so beautifully, as if it came naturally to you. But my question is a little different here. I think it's the transition that you've had from, the Bollywood cinema to the Tamil cinema. It's the first time that you have been there. So how was the entire experience? Was it challenging? What was the feedback? How you liked the entire journey of this transition, of entering into the southern cinema?
इसमें इतने सारे questions हैं. Hi everyone. This is my first Tamil film, so it's obviously very special, very exciting. I get to work with incredible actors. Mani Ratnam sir, who's like a dream filmmaker for so many of us. Incredible craftsman. So it was obviously a wonderful opportunity for me. I relished every moment of it. The kind of work I've done before otherwise is very different from this. So I think as an actor हम वही चाहते हैं कि हर काम अलग हो एक दूसरे से. So I really had the chance to do that, and I got to dance also, which was very fun. So yeah. Oh. Yeah, so that's what. इतने सारे सवाल थे आपके, मैं भूल गई बीच में.
But all in all, you've answered most of the questions.
Must have to tell all. Was this to tell me to shut up?
I think it was to let you know that we are excited to know so much from you, and I think you've majorly answered all our questions. Yes, thank you so much, Shobhita. Thanks a lot. And we are delighted to see you on screen once again with PS2.
Thank you.
And my next question here goes to, it goes to Karthi. आपसे मेरा सवाल ये है that you've played the role so beautifully, right? You have been the connecting dots, with everybody. You have been the major point of connection with all the pivotal characters. So how challenging was it for you to prepare for a role like that? For you were there in the movie, surrounded by all the characters, connecting them.
Thank you, and first thank you to all of you for all the love that you've extended for us. Last time when we came here, everybody was new to us, but now I can see a lot of familiar faces, and the way you received us and the amount of love we received, it felt so warm. We never expected so much love here, and we were so happy to meet you all. So thank you again for that and for all that support. And coming to you, answer your question, PS1 was just a setup for the entire film. I think we've already spoken so much about my experience working on the film or interacting with every character in the film. And now PS2 is about to release on the 28th, and this is when the actual drama is going to happen. All that in the first part was just the setup, introduction of all the characters and the premise of the film. Whereas the entire drama is the second half. So far you've reached the interval, you've had your popcorn, you've taken rest. Now the main drama is about to begin in PS2. And it's going to be really exciting because as you see in the trailer, there are all the unexpected moments are revealed already in the trailer, and how are these dots going to be connected is what that you are going to expect and be thrilled about in the film. And we are really looking forward to your reactions, and I really hope most of you have watched PS1. Have you? All right, thank you. So I think PS2 will be more promising, more engaging, and I think it has all the elements to keep you enthralled on the screens. And a lot of people have caught up on the film on the OTT, and they are much more informed about the plot, the history behind this story, and I'm sure they will really enjoy the entire drama and the emotion that's going to be seen in the PS2. And so, thank you.
Thank you so much, Karthi. You truly left us on a note of suspense when you said that you will get most of the answers to your questions when you watch the movie. And thank you so much for the answer. I think we already, not just me, we already are very, very inquisitive about our questions. So we'll leave for more questions with the press and over to the Q&A, over to the Q&A session with the press.
Hello. Hello. Seema Dhawan here. My question is for all the three ladies. With Kalki's beautiful writing and Mani Ratnam's portrayal of women as empowered ones in the Chola dynasty. So what else we can expect here in this film? To what extent the empowerment of women can be shown in this? Can we see in this film?
I mean, I just have my 2 cents. I feel like everyone has all colors and all sides to their personality, and sometimes कुछ stories में वो सारे colors बाहर नहीं आते because plot allow नहीं करता है. So I feel like through this we've had the chance to show the strength or the grit of a woman under pressure with grace, जो actually real life में बहुत बार होता है. So I think it was actually really special to be able to show it. उस time पे भी, I mean, women have always been strong and soft at the same time and all the time. So I think being able to show that was actually really nice. इसमें कोई unique बात नहीं लगती है मुझे लगता है कि ये तो normal है, दिखाने का मौका हमें मिला. So that was nice.
Yeah, that was exactly what I had in mind as well. So now you know what's happening on sets. My God, now you know what's happening on sets.
And to add to
this
that,
is something
and to add to that, I can also say that all the important decisions are being made by women in this part too.
just
So
that
men
they
do
won't
listen
allow
to
us
women.
to talk. But other than that, it's okay.
It's pretty much,
Hi everyone. Thanks for coming. I would definitely agree with what Shobita said, and also like Karthi said, part 1 was pretty much predominantly an introduction of every character. So part 2 is when the story actually begins. So if you think the women were very powerful and empowered in part 1, it'll be a notch above that in part 2. That much I can assure you.
Yeah, good evening everyone. Pardon my throat here. Hi. Okay, my question to you is, this film is about Chola dynasty. So what was your reference point? I mean, what did you refer to so that you come close to the dynasty and the characters and the things that play?
Money, sir. He was my reference.
See, this movie is based on a novel which was written by Kalki, and it was written 70 years back, and he himself had done a lot of research before he wrote it. And the Neelakanta Shastri who wrote Chola Dynasty was his very close friend. So all the scriptures and the references that he got was handed over to Kalki, and with that he wrote this fiction. So it's not entirely history, but it's historical fiction. So all the references are already done, and all the research was already done by Sri Kalki.
But as an actor, how did you approach?
Of course, the characters are so well etched. All the characters, every single character has layers. There's so much to actually make a whole film with each character. So he had written everything already. But few of us have always read the history during the 10th century, and like for example, Toradani sir had done enough research to see how to bring back those palaces. And for example, Eka had done so much research on the costumes. So all that research was done with respect to history and referred by historians. So a lot of care was taken on that aspect.
Hi, Amit Bhatia from ABP Live. My question, any of you can answer, it's a very practical question. Those who haven't seen PS1, should they see it first, or is there any recap so that they can, because story is like very complicated, बहुत सारे इसमें plots हैं, तो उन लोगों के लिए क्या है जिन्होंने देखी नहीं PS1?
If you ask me, should I watch PS1? I would recommend you to watch PS1.
No, I've already watched.
Okay, so please do watch PS1. It's a good
And
film.
it's out on Netflix. or
Amazon. So you can definitely watch PS1.
Can watch it. And we're also doing a re-release in some states, so I hope they're doing it in Hindi.
And there is a recollection at the beginning of the film for even people who have not watched PS1.
We'll have a
They can
recap.
Still, recap, and they know what's happened so far.
They'll understand.
We are catching up with the OTT.
Also, I feel like 5 books को 2 फिल्म में बनाया और मतलब उसका जिस छोटा सा रिकलेक्शन है like a recap उसमें मतलब समझना तो थोड़ा मुश्किल ही होगा करना पड़ेगा होमवर्क सबको हाँ.
Hello, my name is Jigyasa and I'm from India.com Z. First of all, a big congratulations for the film. My question is to you, Vikram sir. I would like to know that this film, as we can all see, it's based on a historical novel. And when we talk about history, there is a lot of that goes into the timeline. And when the film is about to release, there is scope when the representation of characters and the story is there. So sometimes people do, there's also scope for controversy that this character or this was misrepresented or something. So I want to know that, do you fear the rejection for this? And if yes, then how do you prepare for it?
I've said this often, my blood group is B positive, so I'll stick to that and we'll be positive and we won't be expecting a negative reaction. So to start off, hi everybody, thanks a lot for the wonderful support that you gave us for PS1, and I think this is the right moment for me to say it on behalf of everyone again. Regarding your question, I think why the film worked in Tamil, it doesn't, I mean, I don't think many of you would have read the book in Hindi, but in Tamil, it was very true to the story, to what was written 70 years ago, and they loved that. So there was no misinterpretation, we've not changed anything. It's only in the second half, the second part that we're doing now, there are certain endings that are left open. He's kind of knotted them up in a very interesting fashion, and Mr. Mani Ratnam is the best that way, so I'm sure he'll not disappoint you. And we are going in with, whenever we release a film, I think we never make a film where you go in feeling, will this work? You think it's going to work, however good or bad the film is, from anybody's point of view. You feel personally it's going to really do well. And when we've already seen the wonderful response we got for part 1, and we were not surprised. We didn't think that it would break all records in the South, but in Tamil Nadu especially. But we knew it's going to do really well. So even when we thought of it as one part, it was a beautiful film. So the debate we had in the dubbing theatres or wherever we used to meet during shoot was, if it's 2 parts, won't it be a little dicey because the introduction happens only the first part. So will the audience feel involved enough, to watch the first part and, like it? The second part has everything. So already we were feeling that the second part is what everybody would want to see. So judging by what happened to the first part, I would understand that the second part would also be received very well. And especially in the South, I don't know if you've seen the news, you had people who've not been to theatres in 40 years or 50 years come to the theatre on wheelchairs with oxygen cylinders, grandparents being carried to the theatres. It was because they wanted to see this. Not just because it had history in it or a part of history. There's something about the Tamil culture which was there and everybody felt they needed to be a part of it. And that book has been a classic for the last so many years. I mean, there's no other book that has come out which has beaten it. And the beauty of that book is every character is so important. Every character is so well etched. And like they said, the women were empowered and the men were all had, and all characters are great. There's no character who's good or no character who's bad, except maybe Ponniyin Selvan. But he too has his doubts. So every character is justified in what they do. So this is a film which is like, the audience is going to love it any which way. And we are very confident. And I'm sure did you like the first part?
Yes.
Did you see the?
Yes.
You did? I think you'll love this one, the second part.
Eagerly waiting for it.